Every Sunday, in churches across the world, we gather. Side by side, we share the pews, united in faith and fellowship. But how well do you truly know those who sit beside you? Welcome to Behind the Pew, a journey of discovery and connection within our church community. In this series, we'll be exploring the lives of people we share our pews with each week. The untold stories, the journeys unseen, and the faith that binds us all. From the single parent balancing life's challenges with grace to the couple whose love has stood the test of time. Each episode will unveil the rich tapestry of lives that make up our congregation. So sit back, relax, and learn about those who share your pew.
What are some things you like to do for fun?
For me, I like traveling a lot, and I do like watching sports, most especially basketball and football games.
For me, I love to put things together. I love event planning, entertainment, and I love cooking. I love entertaining people. You know, of course, we do a lot of traveling, and I wanted to be able to travel cruises, going to different countries, just to explore adventure.
Tell us about your biggest accomplishment.
I come from a polygamous house, and for most people that knows in Africa tradition, it doesn't bring what you call unity. You have the unity when you have the so-called father in the house. When that one passes away, you will know that there is a disunity. In my adult life, I've been able to bring my family together. I thought that was a good strength. I remember when my stepmom died, most people thought it was my mother that died because of the role that I played. My siblings, which people call our brothers, gave me all the roles to play like it was my mother that died. And I took that to another level. I come from a royal family. And when the elder of the family died, I'm not the oldest, but they relegated the leadership to me. And that leadership has brought harmony, unity. We've been able to do things that a lot of our great-grandfathers has not been able to do in terms of the family assets and all kinds of things. I've seen the leadership role that I have in me that I've been able to translate into bringing people together and become a role model within my family and extended family. And I thought that's a great accomplishment.
Name an interesting fact that most people do not know about you.
A lot of people do not know that I'm from a Muslim background. I was born and raised Muslim when I was young. Even though my dad wasn't a fanatic of a Muslim, he really believed in that because he died as a Muslim. But thank God, I went to a Catholic institution in a boarding school and at an early age, and that's when I really became a Christian. Of all my siblings, we have only, I think, we have 2 boys and 4 girls from my mom. And all of the 2 men are both Muslims. They will not change. But the girls are Christians.
How did you two meet?
That's a very interesting thing. If I can take it in 2 phases, I grew up in a city called Ibadan in Nigeria, and she's actually from Ibadan. I was born in Ibadan, I grew up in Ibadan. So one night, maybe it was in 1977 or 78?
76.
76, okay, you see, I can't even remember. So one of my friends,
In the summer.
he called me and he said, oh, Wale, one of my friends is having a 21-year birthday party at our Amfani layout. So I jumped inside the car and we went. We drove down there and it was a night party. Around 2 a.m., this lady came in with some of her friends and I laid my eyes on her. And from that time, I just engaged her And before I know it, we got hooked up. And that night we drove her to her home. Instead of her friends that she came with, I said I will volunteer to take her home. So we took her home, and from that time, we got so close. Couple of years after that, 2-3 years, I left for the United States of America, and we lost contact. In 1983, she came to U.S. 82, okay. So she came to U.S., and lo and behold, she lived around the same area that I was living in New York. I have friends. I've already been working in the corporate America at that time, and I have a lot of friends that we just, get loose and do what boys do in those days. I went and picked them up around 2 a.m. It was a friend of mine who was doing a graduation party, and then when I went in, as I stepped inside the place, this was the lady I saw. Subsequently, I found out that she has interacted with some of my loose friends who were making passes at her. And luckily for her, she didn't fall for some of those folks because they were very aggressive. But I just saw that she was a woman of virtue, a woman that is marriageable, the woman that have decency. And she has displayed that from the time that we're talking about, because we're talking about 1984.
You all actually just had an anniversary too, right? What year anniversary was this for you all?
I'll let us speak this time.
And it was.
We just had a 35 wedding anniversary.
I love it.
We waited and waited and waited, not sure. So we got married in 1989.
At one point, you had problems conceiving a baby. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
One of our sisters, she is a professor at one of the universities, St. John's University, Dr. Shola Olojo. So as we were praying that night, she said she had an inspiration from God that I need to change my doctor. So I have to look for reproductive endocrinologists. The reason was because we've already done a lot of tests, both him and myself, and they said there was nothing wrong with us. So when we came here, no insurance, nothing. That really saved us a lot of money. But we actually hope on God because at that particular time, we were actually trying to see if we can adopt a baby. But my very first visit to the doctor, at Emory, there were like a group of them. The moment that happened, he said, come to me. So he came, I went to see the doctor and he said, only take baby aspirin. Did you know that baby aspirin is what I took for all of my children? And they're all normal pregnancy. So I give God the glory for that.
Not knowing that our life story, will become a profession for our daughter. Because we always talk about this to our children, what we went through, whenever they talk about how close both of us are. And I told them, coming from a culture, African culture, because it took us a span of close to 10 years that this went through. There was a lot of pressure on from my family side to either, go outside and have a lady pregnant, but I refused to do that. And not knowing that our oldest daughter usually listened to all this. So when she applied for medical school, she was to write an essay why she wants to become a doctor. And without any discussion with us, and I said, okay, let me just see what you are writing as an essay. And it was that main purpose that she would have not been the first child of both of us, if not because of the miracle of God. That she could have been one of those miscarriages, but because of that, she wants to be a doctor. And both of us sat down and said, so our life story now is becoming a profession for our daughter. And to the glory of God, our daughter has already accomplished being a medical doctor through our life story.